pass the city council meeting minutes of August 8th.
Make a motion to accept the past August 8th, 2023 city council minutes.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's not here. I think everybody, I assume knows there's a dinner or hamburgers at the the Outlaws for the fire department. The 5:30?
Yep, 5:30. It's
It's
potluck.
a potluck, if you can bring a side dish, and they're gonna have hamburgers, and they will be taking donations for our fire department. I understand the other fire, the mutual aid fire department guys are gonna be there. You know, Al, they are? You're out of it.
They were all invited,
They were all invited, so possibly.
and the whole community is invited.
Yeah,
If there's one.
okay, so new business, we have 3 zoning commits. There's one that was added at the last minute. The first one is 272 Bonanza Street, David Nixon. It's for a 10 by 18 portable building. You guys have time to look at it? Mhm. All the setbacks are correct in line. So do I have a motion to pass? And they have all gone to Dawn also.
I make a motion to pass David Nixon's shed as long as he's aware if it gets moved again, he has to come back to council for the setback.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The next one is for Jeff Long, 615 Badger. He's adding an addition, 8 by 10 addition and covered porch onto his existing dwelling. And then also adding to the property a 10 by 12 wood shed.
Yeah. Give me some options. If it's gonna be attached, you're gonna have to have a permit and get it inspected through the county. But she also wanted you to give the option if you want to detach it, you wouldn't need to.
Okay, I'm gonna adapt it.
Okay, so I'll have to go to county then.
Okay.
So we're gonna entertain a motion to pass the building permit for 615 Badger Street.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then we have the third one, that's for Fred Hansen at 12 Mountain View Lane. He's adding a 24 by 36 three-sided garage on his property. Give us all the setback and all the diagrams of the building.
Definitely engineered.
One thing I noted is it's technically not three-sided. If you look at the front where the garage doors are, there's an actual wall structure there, so I'm questioning the comment of the three-sided. Where the overhead doors are, that's an actual solid wall according to this drawing.
It's gonna be an enclosed building with a door.
Right.
Why do they say three-sided?
That's what I don't know.
Let's see over here.
But because of the way that the building is being built, it doesn't have to have the header. Because they're putting in double rafters. So it's kind of like a K1,
Mhm.
and then the pruning going in between. So the snow is actually gonna fall into the doorway. But on his drawing that he's got right here, see, it says he's gonna put an overhead door and overhead door, and then that's the wall. And then this is a man door. So it's gonna be totally enclosed.
Totally closed.
But the thing is, though, for us, that's not necessarily an issue for us, because long as the setbacks are right, I don't see a problem there. And this is all kind of done anyway.
You've already been to Dawn, and she's right, Matt, and she's still okay, and she's okay with it. Okay, do I have a motion to have, Mr. Hanson go off?
I make a motion to accept the permit for Fred Hansen for the building of this garage.
Any second? Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So then, for permits, I do have, there's one extra thing in your packet, for new business. We have a, called the suggested task force, that post number 4. This is from HECO. When we first started the water project, we wanted to run the main, run the pipe up to the intake of Macaulay. But we took that part out because the Forest Service had to do their study, and it was going to take 2 years. And we didn't want to hold up the water. So now they are actually they're in the process of doing their study for running the transmission lines from the city up to Macaulay Creek Campground. So they contacted us and asked, since they're doing the study anyway, they would like to continue to go up and do the Macaulay Creek study also. This way, it's gonna, take a 2-year out, but they would at least get it done. We wouldn't have to wait when we were ready to do that. So the only criteria was HECO had to, will have to do designs of going up there. They did survey and do the topographic study when they did the transmission line here. So they don't have to do the survey. They just need to do the whole designs and map it all for the Forest Service. I did send this on to Mr. Cody, our grant writer, to see if we could get a grant for this, or if we can get a 1% 50/50 loan. Because this is going to take up to 12 weeks for HECO, and it could be up to not to exceed $49,000 to do it. But we need to let Forest Service know if we're interested to go forward. So this would be able to move forward. The transmission line is supposed to go in next year, which is 2024. So then that means in 2025, we could go up to the intake and the project would be totally completed and totally upgraded.
Yeah, and I think that it should be done because from the highway up to the intake is where we're having our
Yeah.
issue.
And we were gonna do that initially, but we didn't want to do the 2-year
Right.
study, but now we're into the 2-year study, so we might as well let them keep on going.
So what happens if we can't get, the 50/50?
Well, I should know within the next couple days whether we can get grants. So I just want to know if we're interested in going forward. If we are interested in going forward, then I'll pursue with Nick getting the grants and bring it back here what financing will be.
Yeah.
And then I also want you to, and you always in contact with HECO to find out if we can follow the road out instead of the way that the pipe lays today. Because if we can put it up, because after the Forest Service went up and cleaned out all of those trees so we can plow snow, if we can follow that road out. Because right now it goes over into the creek, across the road, goes across another creek, and then comes back across. And it's like, if we could just follow the road straight out, that would be
Okay, well,
a lot easier for us to find leaks and detect leaks. Hopefully we don't have to any of those.
yeah. They say it's gonna be 7,000 linear feet that we're talking about. That's what I mean, it's just, are we interested in going forward with this, and then I'll get some more info and see if we can get it.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Okay.
If they're already starting it, it makes more sense to run it in conjunction and get it all done.
So by next council, I'll have an idea whether we have a grant, And then going into old business, Matt Weir, Nancy and John Young and it's set for flea market, which is coming up. But they also, we're doing some new, we're going to, hand out some handouts, we are going to change the price structure for next year for the vendors, and the electrical is gonna go up. We suggested that the electrical goes up to $50 for the weekend, because they continue to break our electricity up there. So, and then that setting up, if they pay before March 1st, they get a reduction, and after, March 1st, they pay more per foot. So we're gonna hand these out. We changed our policy statement that they have your application where they have to sign it. So they have to recognize that all the rules, they can't say they didn't know. So, some of what you guys know. We're gonna.
What's the price per square foot?
Pardon?
What's the price per square foot?
It is $3.
And are you gonna raise that?
Yep.
To, is that you're taking a straw poll or something on that, or?
No, this is something we discussed and we decided on. So,
So what's the new price gonna be?
well, it's $4 if they're after the cutoff.
Okay.
So, but we have all the new rules and we'll have them available online for everybody to see. Other than that, Daryl, do you have anything? Those guys ever bring that with bags in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that was the other one.
Okay. Marcia, do you have anything? No, I'm good. Daryl?
Nope.
No? No. Public comment? Stand up, please.
Did the fire alarm go off the other night?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. I didn't bother to ask them when they were busy fighting the fire.
Well, it'd be nice to be warned. I mean, you live right by us.
I know.
If that
And I-
wind would have continued, it would could
Yes,
have went right down
John,
the
I
street.
know. I was out there at 1:30. I realized that.
Okay,
But
so
no, our guys were down there fighting the
I,
fire. Yeah.
this is not that. This is warning the citizens of this
I
town that
realized
there's
that there
danger.
was nothing.
So can I- It's public comment.
Yeah.
Anyway, while you're doing your electrical updates, you might consider putting in 4 relays. 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 rings, 4. Push the button and out the door.
I will
It's
pass
not a hard thing to do.
that on to, Kurt.
Or, really?
Well, so that, Brian. Okay, anything else? Stand up, Jim.
Yeah, I just have a question about your comments about the, with Nancy, John, and yourself about the flea market. And that. Has the structure changed, or, so what is the flea market now? Is it city, each one? Or why are you meeting with John and Nancy on, because they only operate July 4th?
They help Matt in the mornings of registration day.
For each one of them?
Yeah.
So the Sumter Valley Association is involved in every single flea market?
Memorial Day and Labor Day, they're helping Matt and he's taking over.
Interesting. Thank you.
Anything else?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Do you have a second? Second. All in favor? Oh, we got. Yeah.